Music, don't you? Hello, welcome to Sunny Sunday. Well, I'm hoping it's sunny Sunday where you are. I can't actually quite remember whether it's sunny here or not. I think it's a little bit cloudy. I think the sun might be making an appearance. You would think it was a very, very sunny day if you look at this picture.
Good morning. It's certainly sunny, that's for sure.
It's sunny on your side of the street.
It is. Certainly when I drove into work this morning, it was very sunny outside. Certainly sunny here, but yeah, got the shades on for a different reason. Because stand back, the shirt is back. We've got the shirt. So the shirt's staying on for the next couple of hours. These are coming off. There's no way I can, sorry, they are coming off. Yeah, we've got a jam-packed full couple of hours. A lot of it is all to do with the interaction with all of you at home, as it always is, but especially today, because if you go onto the Crafters TV Facebook page, where Derek is overlooking over the next couple of hours, want to see what you want to see done with the foil press. I've got loads of stuff laid out, so the cut and dies, we've got actually the normal stamps, we've got normal dies, we're going to die cut them, foil the die cut pieces, we're going to foil the actual die, we've got cardstock, we've got adorable scoreable cardstock to show you as well. There is so much. I'll have an idea what I want to show you, but it's kind of going to go in the direction that you want by commenting on Crafters TV Facebook page. So before we do that, I'll head you back to Derek.
I think I need the shades now, actually. That's quite a dazzle from over here. I feel completely now utterly underdressed. It's going to be a good show for the next couple of hours as well. Yeah, I know, we don't need any lighting in this studio at the moment. It's just a purple haze over there. That's all I can see out of the corner of my eye. But listen, we are going to make this pretty much, as Craig says, and pretty much like last week, actually, it's going to be a bit of a Sunday surgery. So any questions about foil pressing whatsoever, if you've got your foil press machine and you haven't yet braved it, today is the day to get it out from wherever it is living and have a little go. Because, of course, Craig will do many demonstrations through the show. And anything, if you've had a couple of goes and you thought, I just can't get the hang of this, I'm always over foiling, I'm doing something wrong, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Then please ask those questions today. As Craig says, I am here live on the Crafters TV Facebook page, or you can, and as well, you can email us any pictures of your makes as well. So anything you've been foiling up lately, in fact, the weirder and the wackier, the better. Looking out the corner of my eye, I'm not sure if there is much weirder or wackier than what is in the studio right now, but you tell me. And here's the email address, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. I have to tell you that what we have right here, and a lot of you have spotted it on the website as well, you are so canny. I mean, even though for some of you, it's silly o'clock in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. in the morning or 6 a.m. in the morning, which is very, very early for a Sunday, which is normally day of rest, isn't it? Normally day of a little bit of extra shut-eye, but loads and loads and loads of you have been shopping ahead of the show. So the offer that we have on the foil press today is the same offer that sold out in a mere 34 minutes on Tuesday, which is ridiculous, isn't it? With Joe and Leanne, it went so quickly. So the team have worked like Billio all week, and I know the team have been slightly short on people this week, and actually it's one of the biggest weeks to be short of people. So everyone in the office has been rallying together to actually make today happen, to give you another chance to get your Gemini foil press. So if you don't have one so far, then this is the day to get it, because you've got not only the most incredible price, $99.99 or $139.95, but there are so many goodies coming with it as well. So let's have a look through all the goodies that you get with it. Now, as standard, of course, you get your base station and your foiling platform and your top plate and metal shim and the silicone cooling mat, all of which Craig will talk through as we go through. The magnetic tweezers, which are so helpful. You also get a foil roll, you get some stamps, some dies in there, some foil dies already. But I'm so excited, I can't speak. Today on the offer, you are getting over £100 or $100 worth of dies as well. Now the dies may vary from the ones that you are seeing here, but you are guaranteed over £100 or $100 worth of free foiling dies, including incredible frames as well. So there are dies that come with the machine and a full user guide as well, but you'll never need the user guide. I tell you what, you've got a walking, talking user guide here in the Foilpress masterclasses. I know I had one recently with Sarah as well, and of course you're going to get one for the next 2 hours as well. Remember, you can come back to that show forever and ever and ever, which is absolutely fantastic. I have to tell you that this was the deal that sold out in 34 minutes on Tuesday with Joe and Leanne. And I'm not quite sure how much longer than that today's quantity will last. I mean, what we've done, we've tried to put it into the show where it's kind of like the quietest time of the day to give you the best chance if you want to get in and get yours. So already I'm hearing, yeah, already there's a fair few that are already going through right now. So if you've been waiting to go for your Foilpress, if you've been thinking, oh, I do love the results, I do love what it achieves, I just think, actually, you know what you can do, the breadth of what you can do. And actually I think a lot of people just think sort of traditional card making, but there are so many other things you can do with your Foilpress, as we're going to find out in the next couple of hours or so. Right, okay, so let me show you what else is on the show as well, because of course we've got, if you've got your Foilpress already, you want some goodies to play with as well. So we've got your 6-piece radiating dies here, which is brilliant. So you have Love You, Be Happy, Superstar, Just For You, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, and Dream Big on this one. Basically with this offer, you buy 3 and the other 3 come for free. That's not easy to say on a Sunday morning. So $44.97 or $59.85. It's a half price deal for you to take advantage of, which is brilliant. Now, of course, yesterday we were going alphabet mad on both of the shows yesterday. So to complement that, today we thought we'd bring you in the foiling, the number stamp and die sets. Now, these are brilliant because the dies are the solid numbers 0 through to 9. And then you've got wonderful stamp flourishes that you can go over and add to your projects as well. So kind of a bit of a double bubble, this one. So all the numbers there. Now the price reduction here is 60%. So it's gone from around £50 down to £19 and around $70 down to just $27. So that will be one to watch today. I think stock-wise, how many? Right, okay, Johnny, our producer this morning, just telling me straight away that already a fifth of that stock has been checked out and it's gone. And I don't think that will last the show, to be honest with you, because it's already flying out of the door. It's a good one to get, especially if you were with us yesterday, you know, when we were talking about numbers and letters, and you can use them in conjunction with other alphabets as well, mix and match, use them for backgrounds as well as the foreground. Oh, it's going to be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And of course, you've got a wealth of foil colours, as we'll get to in a wee while as well. Next up, we have got your solid sentiments. Now, these are really good. This is a 4-piece collection here, making a really nice saving. So you have Especially For You, if you remember that song. We've been in very musical mode this morning, Craig and I, thanks to One True Voice. Yeah, we've been
Alexa.
We've been going through a very dodgy collection of songs and artists this morning. You've got Celebrate there, you've got Happy Birthday Cake, and you've got Thank You Very Much. That's a song as well, isn't it? Thank you very much. That was a chocolate advert here in the UK as well. We also have in the show some outline topper dies, a 6-piece collection there for you. These are all really gorgeous. These are ones definitely to grab on this one. You're saving an extra £10 or $10 when you're buying the complete collection here, and it is a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got English Rose, Floral Arrangement, Ditsy Bloom, charming, not Charlie, well, you can call him Charlie, the blue tit, if you like. He's a charming blue tit. Decorative heart and the bold butterfly as well. Oh, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Of course, the most important thing in foiling is your foils, and you need to grab these while you can, because the reason we can't do a complete bundle of these is because the colours, again, have been selling out already. So what we've got is your multi-buy, and that's still in place. So you can buy them individually, $3.99 or $4.95, but take advantage of the multi-buy. But it's 2 for £6 or $7, and they are excellent. Really, really lovely colours in there, still available in stock. And listen, the stock of the foils only came back in within the last 2 weeks, because I've only been here a couple of weeks, and they just came back in stock as I think I did my first masterclass with Sarah with the Foilpress a couple of weeks ago. And they'd only just come back into stock, and we're already losing colours again. It could take a while to restock, so if you need some foils, and some of the best ones are there as well. You've got your disco ball, you've got beautiful colours that are in there. Grab them quickly while you can. If I was getting my foil press today, I'd definitely be buying 2, 4, 5, 6 different foils to go with it. You get a roll of gold with your foil press anyway, but you know that's going to be gone within the first half an hour once you start playing with your foiling, so you may as well get some other colours at the same time. Right, if you've got your big Gemini machine, because a lot of people came into the comments yesterday in the show and they said, right, okay, I've got the foil press, but I can't get it to work. How does it work in the larger Gemini? Well, you will need this top plate extender for that. So this is going to click into place for a lot of people who've got their large Gemini but want to use the foil press. So grab that while you can. £13.49, $17.95. I'll get Craig to explain how that works as well, because he's going to be using the larger Gemini for foiling today as well. So if you've got the Gemini Junior, is it Junior or Mini? Yeah, Junior. If you've got the Junior, then the foil press is designed the right size to go straight through the Junior. But if you've got the larger Gemini, you'll need the extender plate for that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your shades on, especially if it's 3:10 in the morning, because here he is, Mr. Dazzling Foil himself, Craig Laird.
Why, thank you very much, Derek. We were just talking about shell suits yesterday as
yes,
well, weren't we?
True,
I told you it's very shell suit-like. Right, so what we'll do is, just quickly, before we go straight on, we're going to do foiling, and we're going to do foiling with the large Gemini. So we're going to go back and forwards between the large as well as the Junior, just so that you can see, because it's always a comment, and many people are asking, is how do you use the extender plate? Because you think it's something different, or sometimes you think you're not getting the best results. So we're going to cover that one. With the foil press, so as standard, so the dies or the stamps, now we do tend to refer to them as dies, but they are actually stamps because you give the stamp impression. They don't become overly hot. You know, for most people, you're able to touch them. However, if you are a bit heat sensitive, you do get your heat-proof mat within the bundle as well. So if you've got a small crafting space and you've got that very lovely but expensive table that you work on, then you are safe in the knowledge you could pop that on, and then that is going to secure the actual surface. We've also got the grips as well that you can actually pick up either the dies, or this is also just to enable you to pull in and out the foil press base. But again, you know, if you are okay with the warmth, then you'll be absolutely fine, but they're there for you if you need. Then what you've also got is you've got the tweezers. So these are great for normal day crafting. However, what you have got is a magnetic in it. So to get the magnetic circle to work, just give it a close. So we're just closing that one like that. So there we go, so closing it. And there's a wee magnetic circle right there. So all that we're going to do is just pick that one up. So you can see, and then to release it, just watching my fingers, all that you just do is just release, and then that releases it. So these are great for all over your different crafting. So then you also get your metal plate. So this is slightly thicker than what you would get within the Gemini Junior or the large Gemini, because with this one, this allows you to do the dies or stamps that actually cut as well as foil. So they are your deep gray. Now they are also coming in with the bundle as well. So you've got that one, and you've also got carbon plate. So again, this looks similar to your double-sided die plate, but it is different, and you will know because it doesn't have any writing. The double-sided die plates have Gemini written on them. You will see as well, you will, for some techniques, you'll get some foiling on them. Do not worry, it'll still work perfectly time and time again. The one thing I do suggest that you go onto the website, maybe just buy another one or two. From the Gemini Junior, you will have your magnetic shim and also your metal shim as well. If you can, I do suggest that you maybe purchase another one of each. And I just use mine solely for my foil press because you will need your magnetic shim to do the technique where it is using the waste. And you'll also need this one for a few techniques, especially using the deep grey dies that does the die cutting as well. You can swap back and forwards and use them with the Junior as well as the foil press, but it's just handy to have two spare and just keep them for your foil press over and over again. So that's what I do with mine. So first thing we're going to go right into, we're going to foil using normal dies. So the reason I asked for the outline dies to be put on the show today is to show you how incredible these foil. So what happens is all of the detail that would die cut then foils instead. So you can bring in your nesting dies if you want, and these just look absolutely incredible. What I will just go back to as well, you'll also get your matrix booklet. Now, we have got so much about the foil press online on our YouTube. Go across, there's a lot of it with myself, there is so much with Leanne and also some with Sarah, so go across for inspiration. But this gives you the idea of the size of foil press stamp. So you've just got just a small selection of materials that you can foil onto. So you've got 300 GSM cardstock, 350, I'm actually going to foil onto Adorable Scoreable, which is 350 pearlescent. We've got vellum, we've got mirror card, or you could do mirror card, acetate vellum. Then this is your wee table here. So it could be a small die or stamp, a medium or a large one. Now every single thing you will foil is on the low temperature. Now we do have a medium and a high. I like to say it's kind of like future proofing, but you will only for the time being use the low heat. And then here it tells you whether what seconds you need to foil your item with. So we're going to go over that in a moment. So what I would do is, many people say, well, how do you kind of know what's a small, what's a medium and what's a large? What we tend to say, if I bring the platform in, so split it up into three. So a third, we can see just here. So roughly that kind of size we would say is a small. Then 2/3, we would kind of say that's a medium. Then if you've got one of our background dies, okay, I keep saying dies, they are of course stamps. So just in case you wonder why is he saying dies, if it fills the full platform, then we tend to say that's going to be your large one. So for this one here, it's, you know, it looks as though it's taken over the full actual base, but because we've got a lot of spare space here, what I'm going to do, just go to my matrix and I'm just going to go and class that as a medium. I'm using 350 GSM, so I'm going to go to 15 seconds. So if I bring in my foil press, I'm going to turn it around. We're on green, ready to go. So if I go up to 15, make sure that you do put your timer and all that on first before you put the die on. I like to put my carbon plate on the top first while it heats up. I know Sarah does it. I don't think Leanne does as well. But you begin to know your machine. If you want to put it on for ease, then you can do. So we've popped that on. That's going to beep, which it has done. So then now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop my foil shiny side down. So we're going to pop that one over the top. Then I've got, this is Adorable Scoreable. This could be any of our Centura Pearl cardstocks. I'm popping that one down. Now I know I did put that one on top just to heat up, but here is our extender plate. All that you do, set that over the top, you can see just there. Then all that I'm just going to do is sliding that out. Then this is where some people get maybe a bit confused or they're not sure what to do. So just before you pop that in, just make sure you've kind of got the same spacing at each side. So then you know it's going to go in straight. So we can see that just there and then just there. So then all that I'm just going to do, when I'm happy, I'm just going to feed that in, and then as it starts to grab, I'm going to let go. That's going to come out to the other side perfectly because you've got the right spacing at each side. So as we then just slide that one out, we can then pull that off. I'm going to pull that one off. Then if I start to peel, so we can see already we've got that. Now these are just little bits of foil that's just come out, so they just peel off. Sometimes you will find if we've got any of our dies you're foiling that it's a bit of a thicker die, it will take the foil, but as you see, that's excess foil that just actually peels off. So that is how you can foil using your normal dies. So So that is, again, normal die. So that could be that one. That could be our shadow numbers that we had yesterday. That could be your make a statement. That could be any of your Sarah Signature Collection, any of your wafer thin dies. You can be foiling with these ones as well. So that's us foiled, just a normal die. So taking that one. So this is what I mean by it doesn't get overly hot. I'm more than comfortable handling that one. But you can, if you want, take the tweezers and just lifting it up like that and then popping it on. And then that's you good to go. So then what we're going to do, let's just get this excess off. Let's take the die cut butterfly. So I've just die cut that with our smooth white cardstock. So you can see that one there. So die cut any of your dies. So what we're going to do is for this technique, I'm going to go right up to 45. So let's go right up to the top, 45 just there. And you will see there that maybe you can just see it's red, which means it's just coming to temperature. So we're just going to get everything ready to go. So I have got my die cut die. Then let's go for, let's go for rose gold. Now, rose gold paper craft foil. You will notice if you got Sarah's Signature Collection about the rose gold, the foil within that collection wasn't actually a rose gold colour because we have a rose gold already within our foil press. So if you haven't got a rose gold foil, I absolutely do urge you to get this one because this one is going to work perfectly with your Sarah Signature rose gold. So we are good to go. So then what we're just going to do now is we're going to pop our foil shiny side down. Then what we're going to do is we're then going to pop the die cut. So the die cut, the side that you want foiled, we're going to place that one over the top. Then what I'm going to do is I've just got two shims. This is just our 300 GSM cardstock. I've got two shims. So I'm just going to pop that one over the top. Then this is what I mean by I'm bringing in my magnetic shim from our Gemini Junior, and this is why I keep this one just for my foil press. So that's going to go over the top, and then we're going to bring in the carbon plate. Let's bring in our extender plate again because that's what we're using. So that's going to sit over the top and doing the countdown. Now, this is the only technique where you start to layer everything up first, then do the countdown. Everything else, you set the timer, then what you do is you pop your foil press stamp on top, then do the countdown. So just remember, this is the only technique where you layer everything up together. So the combination of the heat is obviously coming up through the base, into the foil, into the cardstock, and then the pressure of the Gemini or the Gemini Junior will then foil all that detail. This could be hours, this could be hunky-dory, this could be Kanban, this could be spellbinders, this could be any of your dies now that you die cut out onto your cardstock, you know, smooth cardstock, texture cardstock, watercolor cardstock, any of these cardstocks you can die cut and then foil. So yesterday, remember we had, let me just slide that one out because we're good to go. I'm going to turn that around. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just making sure I've got the same width at each side just there. Then all that I'm going to do is slide that in. So yesterday we had the make a statement die and stamp sets on. Could you imagine die cutting them out and then foiling them? Foiling the actual die like we've just done with the butterfly, which is here somewhere. Then we also had the shadow dies. Remember the actual waste bit that come out, the negative, you could be then foiling that as well. Think of all these different things that you can be doing. So let's take all of these parts off. Now watch this, so peel this one off. Now this is actually going to be a bit of a 2-4. So we slide that one off. So there we go, so there's the carrier sheet, nothing on it apart from the excess edging. Then watch this. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Now that is a die cut element. So that could be any of your die cuts. We've now gone from our foiling. So you don't necessarily have to have, if you're starting out anyway, you don't have to have mirror card, you don't have to have matte card. You could just get your foil press, white cardstock, and then you can then start to die cut your own and then foil it afterwards. However, we could, if you use it on obviously a bigger bit of cardstock, you can then trim that down and then you could be using that one as well. So that's us then foil. That's one die. So not only can you use it in the traditional way, but then you can foil using the die. You can then actually foil the die cut part, and then you can also then use the negative. Bring your inks into them, bring all your distressing colours into them, do all these different things, your nesting dies and that as well. Think how else that you can be using them, not just as the actual foil press is intended to be used.
Do you know what, Craig? Nora, who's watching us on YouTube this morning, she just said, actually being able to foil your die cuts, game changer. Complete
Absolutely.
game changer.
Absolutely.
Barbara's been in touch as well, and she says, I'm on my 3rd foil press because I use it constantly. I've made all my daughter's wedding invitations. Can't
Wow.
craft without it. I think she uses it with pretty much every card. She's very, very addicted, and so many of you are as well. Sally says, I got my foil press a week ago, already addicted. Janet in Singapore joining us live for the first time. Well, not for the first time today, but she's able to watch the live show today because normally she's been too busy. Boho and a lot of people saying that they think you may have overfoiled your shirt, Craig, a little bit. Tracy's got a question for you very, very quickly.
Absolutely.
I've got a couple of little questions I can nip in now if I can.
Of course you can. Go for it.
Tracy says, while she's heating up her plate, it rises slightly. Is that meant to happen?
Right, so what will happen is, if we turn this around, so you can see at the moment, I'm not using it, and I've done the wrong thing on purpose, and I'm kind of glad. We didn't talk about this, but I'm kind of glad that I've done it. At the moment, I'm not using this, so slide it out. Just pull it out like that, because what you're doing, if you keep that in, you're constantly keeping that heat going. So what's going to happen is your plate is going to blow up.
Okay, and also it turns into a mini radiator and gets you warm, I guess.
Exactly, absolutely does. You know, and if you're dressed like I am today, then you're certainly going to overheat.
Not a good look.
So when you're not using it, just pull it out, because when you come to actually pop it back into use, so instantly, because I've just pulled it in, put it out, we're already on green, ready to go. But it takes minute or two to heat up, and maybe when you're using it time and time again, it's not even going to take that long because you've still got the residual heat. So if you're not using it, if you're waiting to make a cup of tea, the door goes, the phone goes, just slide it out, just so that you're not going to get all that excess heat build up, and that will stop your plate from rising up.
Alrighty, I'll set you one more question, and then I'll leave you for another quick demo. Betsy's asked a very good question, which occurred to me as well. On the kind of cardstock that you foil. First of all, do you find in your experience that white or black cardstock foils better? And also, is there any kind of difference in the thickness? Do you get a better result the thicker the card is, for instance?
It's not so much a better result. What you will find is you will get an awesome result depending on whether you're using the white or you're using black, for instance. So for example, we have I think is it Iridescence? I think it is. Here we go, we've got it just here. It's Icicle. So if I show you this one, so it's a bit of an Aurora Borealis kind of look to it. So you can see that one there. Now, you can imagine straight away, and what I might do actually, Derek, is when we go back to you in a moment, I might go and prep something that I can foil using this one onto white and then also onto black and let you see the difference.
Okay, so the same
it just
thing on
lets
both.
you see, depending on the colour you use, you'll get a different look, whether it is obviously black or whether it is white. But as long as you follow the matrix, so you've got the matrix here, and can I just quickly again just go over this one as well? If you're starting out, go by the matrix, and then you will begin to see that what I like to say as well, you may need to add a second or two. If you get foiling where you don't really want it, that just means that your stamp has then been on your foil press a bit longer than you need to. So just reduce it a few seconds. If you are missing a few bits of foiling, if it's a bit patchy, then that just means it needs to increase a few seconds. So what I always tend to say as well, kind of like an example, if I'm setting up my foil press, if you are in a boiling hot room and someone else is setting their foil press and they're in a freezing cold room and your die's freezing cold, can you imagine then obviously you might need to increase that freezing cold one just for a second or two. But go by the matrix to start with, and then just work your way, get the confidence up, foil onto white smooth cardstock, time and time again until you've got that confidence up. Then maybe bring in some acetate. We're going to do acetate shortly as well. Get that confidence up. I think so many people think, wow, you can do so much. You rush in and maybe you don't get that initial incredible result because you try to do so many things. build up that confidence one by one, as I like to say, and then before you know it, you're going to be literally looking for stuff to foil.
Do you know as well, when you're watching the demonstrations, and they're all amazing here, and I love the fact that we've got so many different people who demonstrate in so many different ways and all get incredible results. It's literally, what I would do, if I were you right now, is I would come back to this masterclass, watch the demos, and literally sit there with you. If you've got, you know, like an old traditional watch with the second timer, just time how long they're doing theirs and see the results that they're getting and kind of go, ah, that's what I need to do. You know, you'll find your situation, whether you're using one of the foiling dies or whether you're using one of your existing dies, you will get the methods. You know, in a couple of demonstrations, you'll get the methods completely. Let me remind you of everything that's in the show, because this is a good time to buy your foil press, and lots of you are as well. Remember, the deal that we've got on offer right now is the same deal that sold out in 34 minutes on Tuesday with Joe and Leanne. So we've managed to keep the same price for you. We've managed to get more stock sorted for you. And it's a big old bundle, this, it really is. So you've got the foil press itself. You've got all of the plates that Craig's been talking you through as well. You've got the dies that come with the machine as standard. But you're also, with this offer right now, you're also getting £100 or $100 worth of free dies included in the deal as well. Should we take a little look through everything that you are getting, because it's incredible. Now, the extra dies that you are getting, what we've done is we've put an example of what you're most likely to get. It may vary ever so slightly because of quantities that we have in the warehouse and the way that we've had to try and get this deal back together this week, but you will be guaranteed getting £100 or over £100 or dollars worth of those dies. It's a massive saving that you are making on that. I think it's incredible. And listen, if you don't have your foil press so far, and I said this to Sarah on the first masterclass, I thought, right, okay, you know, we all know the benefits of foiling. In fact, hundreds of you have been telling me what kind of foiling you do on a regular basis, be it cards, be it invitations. You know, it's a way of making things look very grand indeed. And of course, we've got all the stamps and we've got all the dies to make that happen, and the foils as well. So we're kind of your one-stop shop for foiling as well. And once you get into foiling, it is something that you will find that you will just be doing and doing and doing. But it's one of those things that don't ever be disheartened, is, as Craig said, if your first couple of results aren't quite spot on, because, you know, practice makes perfect, doesn't it? Again, watch some more of the demonstrations, which we'll do with Craig through this show as well. And any questions you've got, I'm trying to get as many questions as I can through to Craig as well. Now, let me show you some of the foiling dies that we've actually got on the show, because they're awesome. Now, the numbers one is really busy, and I'm not at all surprised, because this is your full set of numbers, so 0 through to 9, and you're getting that at £19 or $27. Now, the great thing about these, if I show you in a little bit more detail just with one of the packaging here, you actually get the die, which is the solid number, and you also get the flower stamps, which you can add to the top as well. And I'll show you some samples actually using those number dies as well. So you can see it here on a 5th birthday card with the flowers added on top. This is one of Debbie Fisher's. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? So you've got the large number 5 there, you've got the flowers added to it. Then you've got something here slightly more refined for a 65th card there as well, which is beautiful, isn't it? I mean, adding that foiling element, I mean, especially when you add colour to that as well. I mean, how beautifully does that pop? I think, is that the berry or is that the cerise? I think it's the berry actually, isn't it? That the foil on that one. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. And again, you can add lots and lots of different colour and texture, and this is great as well. So if you're making your boxes and you wanted to foil on top of your boxes, I mean, just gorgeous, isn't it? Really nice. And you get the full collection of 10 dies there for you for £19 or $27, which is awesome value for money, isn't it? Really good. Right, let's move on, because we have the foils as well. Of course we have the foils in the show, and they are super amazing, and you've got lots and lots of different colors to choose from as well. Now somebody did ask me in the comments actually whether we had a bundle on the foils today. We don't have a bundle on the foils, but we do have a number of the oh, remember you can foil onto candles and things like that as well. I mean, we've seen Sarah do that demonstration, and it's always one of those awesome moments that you think, I can't believe you can do that. Now remember, on the foils you've got the multi-buys available as well, so it's 2 for £6 or $7. Let me run through the colours that you've got. You've got the berry, which is a lovely red. You've got the disco ball, which is ultra sparkly. You've got the rose gold, which is very classy, and of course I'm guessing that you can use it with Sarah's rose gold collection dies as well, because you can use this with your regular dies. You've got cerise in there, icicle, which I think is the one that Craig will be demoing next, gold simmer, silver shimmer. She sells seashells on the seashore. Shall I try that again? Gold shimmer or silver shimmer, gold, silver, and aurora. And aurora is again beautiful, as the name suggests. It's like the aurora borealis. It's like looking in and seeing a silvery look, and then all of the colors of the rainbow kind of radiate from it. I love this show. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Keep your questions coming in as well, and I'm just going to remind everyone that has the Gemini Junior, sorry, the big Gemini, that to enable your foil press you will need the extender plate, because I think a lot of you got the larger Gemini, went for the foil press, and then thought, right, okay, something's not quite right here, and you'll need the extender plate to do that. It's a one-off purchase, obviously, so £13.49 or $17.95. That is your top plate extender. Got a couple of questions about the top plate as well. A couple of people have asked about just how to keep it nice and sort of in place as it's going through, Craig. Just, you know, if there's any kind of shift in movement as it's going in.
Rightio, so what to do, or as I like to do it anyway, so let's just say we're away to pop this through. I've not obviously got anything on it, but I like, this is just the kind of the way I find it easier. So what I do, so I've got a hold of it just at the bottom just here, and I hold it at the top there. Then what I just do is I'm actually resting my hand at the back just there. I'm resting it there. And then what I'm just doing is I'm just feeding it in. This is sitting flat on the base of our Gemini, so I'm just kind of steadying it. So I'm just getting it steady and then just making sure we've roughly got the same space. So by keeping it flat on the base of your Gemini, by having your hand just there, just resting it, it kind of just helps you ease that in. So as that goes through, it's keeping it going in straight, and then you know that you're going to get the perfect foil in each time. And as this comes out, as you can see, obviously I haven't foiled anything, I've done it just to show you, but it just comes out with absolutely ease, no problem. So that's what I find. So just by the combination of obviously just having it sitting as well as balancing on your hand. But yeah, you might start to find your own way in which you actually find it easiest. Just making sure, if anything, I would just say make sure that it is straight. It's going in straight and you'll be absolutely fine, no problem at all. So what we can do then is, before we go move on, because I've been typing, right, I'm going to show you this next. Actually, I'll show you this, and I've got a big selection. So I just want to go back to that icicle, just to show you, for example, the icicle, how it can look different depending on whether you use white card or black card. So it's the same technique as what we done when we foiled the butterfly. So 45 seconds, I've got it ready to go. So then what I'm just going to do is I've just got my icicle foil, so shiny side down. So we've got that one there and then just there. Then I've just got a piece of white card and a piece of black card. So we're just going to pop that one on, and then we're going to pop that one on. We then need just a couple of shims. So let's just take some 300 GSM cardstock. I'm just going to just fold that in half. So let's just place that one on. So again, this is just all about just bulking it out. Then what I'm going to do is bringing in my magnetic sheet. You can see mine's as well used and loved with the foil press. So that can go over the top, and then we're just going to bring in, let's bring in our carbon plate again, sit that one over the top, and we are pressing start. Now, I have got the two shims within there. As you get yours, obviously if your Gemini's brand new, your foil press is brand new, you might find as you got to feed it in, it might just say, what the Gemini will sometimes say, no, too much, don't like that. Just take out one of the shims because we've put the two in. But it's all about this technique here, foiling any of your dies like we've done with the butterfly, or the waist. What we're going to do just shortly is we will foil a normal foil press stamp. Then that foil that's left over, you may think, well, I'm going to bin that one. Don't. Foil that, and then there you go, you're going to get a 2-4. So you're going to get how it's intended, and then you're also going to get how you can foil the waist. So it's so many different ways in which you can use it. It will go beep to let you know when it's ready to go. So then once again, all that we're doing is we're just sliding it out. So I've got hold of it in my hand, and then what I'm just doing again, like I would just explain, I like to just rest my hand to the side. Then all that I'm just doing is I'm just feeding that in, just making sure I've kind of roughly got the same distance at each side. Then that's going to go all the way through. So that pressure with our Gemini, as well as the heat from the foil press, is going to transfer through. So I deliberately just done square bits of card. But again, these could be die cut pieces from any of your dies out there. So let's remove all of these and remove all of these. So if I take them ones off and take them ones off. So if I show you the white to start with, so we'll show you this one. And then if I peel that off onto the white, so there is our white foil. Now there's nothing stopping you now coming along and die cutting that if you want. You've now got your own foil piece of card. So that is the white. Then with the same foil, this is the black that you can see just there. And then that's what I mean now. If I bring the two in side by side, the icicle is a prime example. You will still get the perfect foiling each time. However, it's just going to look completely different whether you're using black or whether you're using your white cardstock. And once again, keeping in mind, this is our white smooth card and our black matte card. That could be acetate, that could be vellum. You could still do all this with vellum. It could be mirror card, it could be matte card, it could be mirror card, all these different things that it can still be. Right, so what we can do is, one more thing. What I wanted to do is, going back to foiling normal die, so we'll do what I'm going to show you, and then we will move on, and we're going to use the numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this all the way down now, and I'll explain why I'm bringing it to where I am. Let's come right down to about 6 seconds. Now this is, you may have got this a couple of weeks ago, this is one of the small hunky-dory toppers that you've got just there. Looks great. Now you might not have any mirror card that you can foil that onto, do a bit of matting and layering, but I'm pretty sure you've got our nesting dies. So what we're going to do is we are going to foil that frame onto our mirror card, and then you can sit any of your toppers within the middle, so you've then given it its own wee frame. So if I bring in my matrix, so I can see just here, so what I'm going to do, if I then bring this close up for you to see, so then again I'm just following the matrix. Now it is a normal die, but just pretend that it is one of our foil press stamps. So I'm just going to foil in the actual matrix. So if I then come back in my way and then go from up above, I can see 300 GSM only needs 10 seconds. However, because I do this quite a lot, and I know that this is just a very, very small edge all the way around, I don't even need 10 seconds. I'm bringing it right down to 6 seconds. So if I pop that one on, and I'm going to press start. It's that quick. I'm not even going to pop my extender plate over the top. I'm going to bring everything in. So let's bring in everything ready to go. So let's bring in gold foil, and then let's actually move that down so that we can try and get the cardstock within the middle. You have got inches all the way around, and you've got a center point. So if you wanted to line something up, you absolutely can do. Sliding that one out because there is some prongs, and I'll go over that in a moment. Just popping it up to the machine, I'm resting it on my hand, and we're going all the way through. And then again, as that comes out. So these are our nested dies. Think about if you then die cut your nesting dies, foil them, or foil these outside lines that we're the way to do. Incorporate any of their toppers that you've got at home. Sarah's Signature Collections, our 8x8 pads. So then, if I then bring this in close up, and then what we're going to do is if I then pull that one off, now look at that. So that is now foiled using our nesting dies. Come along now, pop your topper within the middle, and then there we go. You're then using all your different crafty stash. So all we're going to do is trim that down. Let's just straighten that one up. There we go. use your guillotine, and you can now start to frame and foil all your toppers as well. So think, what else have you got? What else can you foil? But I think so many people are loving these numbers, which have got the stamps with them as well. Yeah. Shall we just crack on and you got anything you want to ask?
Yes, well, I've got a couple of points along the way here as well. In fact, Michelle would love to see you demo the Shine Bright Radiating die as well a little bit later on in the show. But I think, yeah, we'll do some more numbers in the short term. We'll say massive happy birthday to Julianne, as everyone else is in the chat at the moment. So happy birthday to you, and lots of love from all of us. Neil is saying, for anyone that's on the fence about the foil press, just go for it. Absolutely go for it. He says, you know, she says, should I say Nell? Did I say Neil? Because I nearly read it as Neil, and then I looked again closer with my very bad eyesight and saw Nell. I'm sorry, Nell. Nell foils everything, invitations, you know, official kind of things. They're brilliant, really, really good. What else did I see here? Yeah, Carol had a good question, Craig. With all of us wearing masks and whatever at the moment, can we foil onto fabric?
Yes.
And will it? And could you wash it after you've foiled something? Could you? So if you foiled onto your mask, your wonderful tartan mask, if you had a big C on the front,
yes, I know you could.
You could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Or WWE or whatever you wanted to.
Yeah,
you could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And that would wash okay as well, would it?
What I would tend to say is I would tend to maybe just like hand wash it.
Right.
But you know, you can obviously, yeah, if you want to foil onto your mask, then absolutely you can give that a wash, because obviously it is important that we do wash our mask. So I would just maybe give it a hand wash of that, but yeah, you can absolutely do that. So yeah, whether it's your fabrics, whether it is your ribbon, so it could be your satin ribbon, grosgrain ribbon, your gingham ribbon, any of these different ribbons. If you have got, for you guys stateside, if you've got any of our Christmas, you know, the compendium, I know obviously we had it here in the UK at QVC, think of all your ribbons you can then foil onto, any of the dies that have come within them, you can foil using them as well. See what you've got and think, right, how can I incorporate the foil press? Yes, use the dies, then use the ribbon, then use the cardstock. It really does open up another world when it comes to your crafting and the products you've got at home. And what's great as well is we're not just saying you can only use our stuff at Crafter's Companion. You can use your foils. What I will just say, I don't know about stateside. Here in the UK, a couple of years ago, we had something that was called the Todo machine, and you had some dies for the Todo. You can't use these ones because these are a bit quite thick. But do you know something? I've not seen the Todo for quite some time, but as long as it's our wafer thin dies, whether it's ours or any out there, you will absolutely be able to use these, no problem at all. So what we can do is, let's bring our numbers. So I've got the 2 and the 1, let's go for a 21st. So let's turn this around, and I'm going to go on to 300 GSM cardstock. So I'm going to go small die, so I'm going to go 10 seconds. It says there, low heat, 10 seconds. So let's bring that one in. We're going to go up to 10. So let's do it. Now keeping in mind, obviously, when you turn it over, it's going to be the flip. So we're going to go 2, and then we're going to go 1. That way.
Gosh, Craig, a couple of things just quickly on the numbers. First of all, in terms of the numbers of numbers,
yes,
they are flying out right now. So a third of that stock has sold out and gone. And something which a lovely lady pointed out to me earlier, I'm sorry, I'm just correcting myself, newbie speaking again. I said that the dies were solid numbers. What they do is what you'll see when Craig foils this, they are solid to a degree, but there is gaps where the flower stamp goes into them. So I'm sorry if I caused any confusion there. That's new boy speaking. We'll put a red mark on his card and I'll slap my own wrist. But thank you for pointing it out. So you guys know so much. You're here to help me as well. Here to help you, here to help me, here to help everyone at the same time. It's brilliant. So thank you for that.
But the thing is as well, it's very refreshing as well, you know, obviously having Joe, who had been working in crafting for a wee while, but wasn't much of a crafter, so getting his take and, you know, his expressions, and then now we've got Derek as well, who's obviously learning and working along that journey as well. It's so good to see. And you may think, Derek, it's maybe a silly question or a question that doesn't need answer, and it is, because if you're thinking it, the chances are there'll be many at home thinking it as well. So just as well asking. So if we then peel that one off, so you can see just there, we've now got all these gaps. So you may think, oh Craig, that's underfoiled. Not at all. What that does is that now allows us to then come along with the stamps that comes with it. So if we bring in number 1, and we're going to then just layer this one up. So I've got my stamp, and then we have got our stamping platform, so we're going to place that one on. I'm just going to bring in our alcohol proof ink pad for this one. Let's bring in our stamping mat as well. So we're going to then stamp that one in place. So let's just get rid of that out the way and out the way. Bring in this one in. So then all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to, and apologies, I'm away to stick my head in the way because I need to just line this one up. So I'm just lining it up. So there's a wee space that we can see just into there. So you can see that's where the 1 slots in. So we're just going to go over the top. Then all that I'm just going to do is just position that, and then I'm going to press that into place. And then we've now got, you can see if I bring that one in. So there is the number 1. That we've got that flowers that just intertwines with the number 1. Then let's bring in the number 2. So again, let's bring in the stamp set. So we can then now colour these with our Spectrum Noir. We could then colour them with our tri-blends. Or if we use our waterproof ink pad, we can then bring in our sparkle pots or our sparkle pens, any of the different mediums that we've got. So we're now going to the number 2. So then all that I'm just doing with this one here. So again, I'm just looking, and just to say as well, if I bring this, you do have a wee bit of a guide at the top there, so you can see on the back of the packaging how it's to look. So don't think, oh, how will I work that one out? So then all that I'm just going to do again is if I just have a look, and then I'm seeing I've got my flower there, and then I've got my next flower just up into there. So we're just going to overlay. So if I overlay that one, and then I'm just going to press, once I'm happy, press that one into place. So I just need to move that just slightly and no more. But can you see we've now got that intertwined? So you've got all those flowers, bringing in your nesting dies, which of course you could then foil around and then die cut around afterwards. But then you can colour that one in or leave it as it is. So that's just with your, this one's the rose gold foil, but you've got so many different colours that you can be using.
Oh, so many. We don't have a bundle right now, by the way. And let me just tell you the story of the foils. So you know I've been here like 2 weeks. So I am still taking my baby steps at the moment. And when I first came in a couple of weeks ago and started actually doing the shows, we had the full complement of all of the foil colours, which had been missing for quite some time. So we had a bundle on, and those, I saw the numbers behind the scenes. There's obviously some things that I would tell you almost everything, but I know the numbers that were in the warehouse, but you guys took the stock so quickly that colours have disappeared. So now we have the multi-buy on the foils because we just don't have all of the colours, and it might be a long time before we can put a big bundle back together again. But you're loving these numbers right now, and I'm not surprised at all. In fact, as somebody pointed out in the comments just a moment ago, actually you can use other little stamps to fill in those gaps as well that are created in the number. So it doesn't even necessarily need to be the exact one that comes with that particular die. So here are the numbers, which look beautiful when they're all foiled up, of course. And I think actually the combination of foiling and then colouring in the flowers is really quite cute and quite sweet. Remember yesterday I was talking about, you might be making a new number for your front door or something really swish for your wheelie bin for the recycling or whatever it may be. I mean, there are just a wealth of possibilities here. Add foil to it and it kind of triples the perceptive value of that, doesn't it? It makes it feel so much grander. Oh, right, okay. Now, it was only a few moments ago I was saying to you that pretty much 30%, a third of the stock sold out and gone. Now we're looking at a half of the stock. And I know it was, again, I mean, I know the numbers behind the scenes, and actually it's a big stock. And half of that stock has now sold out and gone. To grab that now, it's such a low price as well, isn't it? For all of the numbers there and those beautiful flower stamps, £19, $27 there for you. Now, the foil press is also very busy as well because a lot of people are buying for the first time. Now, what I've done, if you're a Club Inspire member, what I've done is I've worked out the calculations for you as well. Bear in mind, this bundle at £99, $139.95 was the one that sold out in about half an hour with Joe and Leanne on Tuesday. How we've managed to put it together in such a short time, because we have been a little short in the team this week over at CCHQ. So it's a massive, massive undertaking to do something like this with everything else going on and the warehouse sale coming up and HSN and QVC and Create and Craft. Well, honestly, it's a wonder we don't meet ourselves on the way back. So your price there is $99.99 or $139.95. Pretty much no one is paying that price. In fact, if you're up to platinum level in Club Inspire, that takes your price down to $79.99 or $111. Now, bear in mind, buying it today as well, you've got a massive, massive saving because you've got over £100 or $100 worth of foil dies coming with it. Now, the machine on its own, if I was just offering you the machine on its own, you would have some dies and some foil to get you going because it comes with so much out of the box. It really, really does. But to have even more dies is just spectacular. Now listen, while you're thinking about it, you may be going and shopping the show on the website and looking through absolutely everything that is included as well and checking out your basket before we do our next demo. Let's remind you about Club Inspire because lots of new people are joining us. Hundreds of new people are joining us every single week here at Crafters TV. And this really is the place to buy all of your Crafters Companions goodies because as soon as you've spent your first pound or first dollar, well, I'll let Sarah tell you what happens.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every pound you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order and will ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
Gosh, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. And this is why being with us here at Crafters TV is kind of like a little bit of a secret kind of, I don't want to call it like a secret society, but it's like the worst kept secret in the world. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, we do spread our wings far and wide here at Crafters Companion because we're on HSN and QVC and Create and Craft and, you know, here, there and everywhere and in the stores, you know, everywhere. But actually coming direct to us because you've got that into Club Inspire. So there's no direct debits to set up. We don't say, right, okay, it's £20 a month or $15 a month or whatever, and we've got you for life until you decide to cut yourself free. The first pound or dollar you spend, that's it. You are, in fact, with your first order, don't you get a bonus 250 Club Inspire points with your first order, which is brilliant. And it only takes you, what is it? You're straight onto bronze, so you're straight onto 5% off of all of your orders. And you know the genius thing about all of that is, even if you don't really know where you are on Club Inspire, the website does all the calculations for you. So for instance, you look at this on the web right now, when you're shopping the show, and there's a good chance that your £99, $139.95, as you're looking at the items in the show, it does the calculations for you, which I think is amazing. I mean, really, really good. And if you're searching around the website, it automatically shows you the price that you will pay, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So anyway, what shall I talk to you about first? Right, let's talk about the foil press itself, because this is absolutely walking itself out of the door. And I can see why, because I mean, we've only really had a little look through the letterbox of the possibilities so far with the foil press, and that's why this masterclass is brilliant, because you get to put any questions you like about the foil press to us. If you've got one, we're not just talking to people who haven't got one yet. We're not here to kind of just sell one to someone who hasn't got one. We're here to say, okay, if you've got yours and you've had that first go and you've thought, actually, Christine, who was with us on the Craft House yesterday, I've just seen a note from her in the comments saying, I can't use my foil press. I've tried a couple of times a week ago for the first time, and it overheats on low. Now, that could be, Christine, as Craig said right at the very beginning, that you've got it located into the heat position where it's kind of plugged in, so to speak, and you're leaving that too long while you're preparing your bits and pieces. That could well be the issue with that one, because your natural instinct is like, okay, well, it's not on until I've pushed it in. So I'm going to push it in right at the very beginning, go and do my bits and pieces, my preparation. I might have walked away for 15 minutes and not really thought about it. Well, that is heating up in the meantime while you're doing that. May well be. So this is our Sunday surgery. So you get the foil press machine, you get all of the bits and pieces that come with it as well. So you've got the silicone cooling mat, you've got the magnetic tweezers, you've got the foiling platform, the metal shim, the top plate is included. There are 3 or 4 dies already included. So you've got 2 foil stamp and cut dies and 3 foil stamp dies. You've got the instruction manual that comes with it as well. Now they all come as standard anyway. Not that you need an instruction manual, you just watch one of our shows. But on this offer, you're getting over £100 or $100 worth of foil dies. Now, they may not be the identical ones that you've just been seeing on there, by the way, because we've put this deal back together again. We guarantee, though, that your value of your free dies will be over £100 or $100, which is just awesome for $99.99. And if you're Club Inspire Platinum, $79.99 in the UK, $111 only if you are in the US. Now, we also have some gorgeous radiating dies coming up in the show today. Now, I had a couple of questions straight away for Craig on the radiating dies, actually, because they look fascinating to me. And there are a lot more than first meets the eye, but we've had a request to actually do a demonstration on the radiating die as well. So you've got 4 in there, so you've got especially for you, and I'm sorry, Sarah, I've put that song into your head today. Craig put a song into my head first thing this morning, and now I've done it for some people as well. Yes.
I'm going to interrupt
yes,
you
go
right
for it.
now.
Please do.
So the ones that we're going to be looking at are the other ones. So you've got the wee dies within them as well.
Ah.
Oh,
okay. So these are the solid sentiment ones. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
That's
right.
okay.
Okay. So yeah, these are the solid sentiment ones.
That's it.
So there is your champagne cork celebration. You've got Happy Birthday Cake, which is amazing. So this is, as I was talking to you while we were in Club Inspire, while the folks were watching the Club Inspire VT, this is the actual full image that foils as one, isn't it? This one. It is. Ah, okay, good. You've also got, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that's like a big coin, isn't it? That's beautiful. And especially for you. And sorry, Sarah, for putting that into your head. Now, we do have also the radiating dies as well. Here they are. There you go. Thank you for interrupting me, Craig. That's brilliant. And you have 6 in this collection. You've got Love You, Be Happy, Superstar, Just For You, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, and Dream Big. There you go. $44.97 or $59.85. Yes, they're over there. There they are. It's because I couldn't find them, you see. They're over here. They're hiding over here. Let me show you those. Let me show you those up close and personal as well. I got them. I forgot there's some things left and some things right over here. I never was great at housekeeping. So there is thank you. Have I got the right ones here? Yeah. Oh no, I've got Happy Birthday Cake there as well.
So that's your...
That's the other one, isn't
your
it?
foil stamp.
Okay.
Solid.
Do you know what? We've seen them in the slide. Let's... I might regroup all of my organisation over here. I might do a bit of housework, Craig, while you show us the something.
Yeah, we will do. We'll go over that. So your solid ones, these are the solid ones. So you're getting the 4 of them, and then the ones we're going to show you in a moment. So these have got all of your dies, and you're also getting your stamps, but you're getting some dies within there as well. So we're going to show you that. I just wanted to actually pick up on something Derek just said. It was a great point as well. So we say for this one, so the radiating dies, I'm going to use the Shine Bright. We're going to use this one. So this is the one we're going to use. And I know I'm using it onto white or black card at the moment, just so that you can see the result. I am going to come back shortly and we're going to use glitter card and acetate and that. However, for this one here, 300 GSM, it's a medium die, so I know 15 seconds. So I've got it to 15 seconds. Now, you have to forgive us because we are, each time in between, we're getting stuff ready. So we sometimes leave these on maybe a wee bit longer than we should. So I wanted to show you, for example, so let's take this one. Let's say I've got nothing ready and this needs 15 seconds. So we'll pop that on and we'll press start. So let's get that. So now, right, Craig, so we're going to get our cardstock. So we need to cut that, you know, roughly to about size. So let's cut that one. So this is everything that you shouldn't be doing. So there we go. That's kind of, you know, roughly that size. Now, it's had the 15 seconds. We're still preparing. So we've got our card. Let's go for a bit of foiling now. So let's cut that. So there's our foil. Right, we're good to go. That's maybe had 22 seconds when it only needs 15. So this is why it's important. Have your cardstock ready, have your foil ready so that you are good to go. So your die actually gets the full time that it needs and it doesn't get beyond. Now, again, this is where, you know, forgive us. We maybe, when you're watching us, you know, are maybe faffing about getting things ready. But that's how important it is. Just have everything ready so you're good to go and you know that your die stamp will get the exact time that it needs for the matrix. So now that we've done that one, and the reason I used that one that we're not going to foil is obviously it's had longer than it needs. So let's go to the Shine Bright. So let's go to 15 seconds. So let's just pull that one out and slide it back in. So we're green, ready to go. 15 seconds. So let's just pop that one on and we're going to press start. And as I say, I do like to just pop mine on. You don't have to. Have a wee try yourself. So that's going to do the countdown right out the box. Every time you've got to switch it on, it takes a couple of minutes or so to heat up. And then you will find time and time again, if you're sliding it out, it doesn't take as long to heat up each time. So let's take that one off. Then let's just use the rose gold, seeing as I have cut it. So pop that one on. And then we're going to use our white cardstock. So this is just one of the dies that you get within each set, or one of the stamps. So let's pop that one on, sliding that one out. So if I slide that one out, and again, we're just going to run that through and feed that up to the large Gemini. I'm just resting that with my hand. So within that set, you also get the Shine Bright that also foils. And then you also get this one here. So this actually die cuts. So that actually gives you a multitude of different options. So let's take that one off and let's bring that one up. So if I then slide that one off, so we've now got our foil. So there's a couple of things we could then do. So let's take that one off. Again, fine for me to hold, but if you want, you do have the tweezers that you can lift up and pop onto your mat. So bring this one in. Now, this is tiny. So the smallest we've got on the actual matrix is low and 10 seconds. I know, because I've used these time and time again, this doesn't even need 10 seconds. This really only needs maybe about 5 seconds. So I'm going to slide that one back in. I'm going to come right down to 5 seconds. So we're going to go there. Let's pop our Shine Bright. I'm going to press start. I'm not even going to put my platform over the top because it's so little and it doesn't need a lot of time. So let's bring in our foil. So this time, let's just go for the cerise, just to show the contrast. And another bit of card. So I'm deliberately, let's just quickly take that. I'm going to move that down slightly. This is what I mean by have everything ready so you're good to go. Let's run this one through. Sliding that one out. And the reason I keep saying sliding it out is if I turn this round for you to see, you've got little connectors, little prongs inside. So if you were to actually lift your platform up, then pull it out, you're going to damage these prongs that are inside, and that's not obviously what you want to do. So taking that one off, and we've now got Shine Bright, which is then foiled. So having the die now, this opens up so many different possibilities. So what we can do, let's just move that out the side for the time being. So we have then got the die. So let's just place that one over the top. Let's tape that one down, and then we're just going to run that one through. So obviously one this small will go through your mini as well as your Go. So let's run this one through. So base cutting plate's a normal die. However, nothing stopping you from foiling this circle. So you've got a nice wee circle frame. You could be doing that one. So this lets you see that you can then die cut this circle, and then you're going to see something that I just love. I think it looks so cool. If we then just take that one off, that can then sit proudly on top. Maybe, of course, we foam pad or that could sit just nicely, that you can see just there. Or what you can do, let's take this same circle, and then let's die cut the center instead. So let's die cut that one, and we're going to run that one through again, and that's going to go through our Gemini. So what we can do is, let's just pretend for a second I've not die cut this circle. Let's just pretend that it's still on a larger bit of cardstock before I've die cut it. Now, you can then make your own wee shaker cards if you want. So if we take that one off, you can then have the main image over the top. So you've got it peeping through. So if I line that up a wee bit better, keeping in mind, we do everything back to front, left to right, upside down, you know, the other way. So let's just line that one up that way. So that opens up another possibility for you. So we shaker cards, we dimensional cards that you can do there. Nothing stopping you taking the Shine Bright and using that outside stamp with the Just For You from the butterflies. Mix and match, have a wee play. I'm going to show you just shortly how you can use glitter card and vellum. You can use these on a glitter card and vellum. Just think, what else have you got? You could use the Shine Bright sentiment, but if you've got one of your dies that creates sort of a frame effect, it could be from Sarah's signature collection, it could be from a Nature Garden collection, just have a look and see. I am cramming so much within the 2 hours. Me and Derek are going back and forwards. How, keep in mind, all of us, the two Debbies, Fiona, Jan, we're all on Facebook and Instagram. We all love our Foilpress. Any questions, fire them across to us. We will help you. Obviously, Derek as well, as he begins to learn as well, he could fire across to us and he's unsure. Don't be scared. YouTube is there with so much help, inspiration and idea for our Facebook. You've got the matrix, you're good to go.
Do you know, you're like Dr. Craig today, and you're helping a lot of people in the surgery. I've got some more patients for you though, so don't worry.
Okay.
Gloria is so glad to see the tutorial today because she realised that she needs the extender plate. I'll give you the details for that in a moment. A lot of people have that's dawned on them tonight because the Foilpress is designed for the size of the Gemini Junior. So to bring that up to work with the full-size Gemini, oh, I knew I would do that. Oh, no, it had to happen, didn't I? Do you know, actually, I expected to have done that many more times so far being here, because I'm usually in one of these kind of setups. I'm usually like Calamity Jane. But yeah, it's only happened like once or twice. So here is your Gemini extender plate. So this is your Foilpress extender, should I say. So your top plate to go onto your Foilpress to run it through the larger Gemini. It's a one-off purchase. It's very, very easy to locate. Craig's shown us earlier in the demonstrations, by the way, and I've been a couple of questions about how do I kind of keep it, you know, in place and secure and everything else. Craig has covered that already in the show. So if you weren't with us right at the very beginning, because the show is running away, isn't it, today? Already well over an hour in, then do go back to the start of the show, but you will definitely need that. So if you've got the full-size Gemini, you will need your top plate extender, $13.49 or $17.95 as well. Now, there's something else I wanted to put to you, Craig, while we were just walking through, because we'll go through the numbers and everything else in just a second. Karen says she needs, oh, now here's an interesting one. Now, Karen in the comments, and you guys have been helping her along with this anyway, she says she needs to wait for next month to actually buy her foil press because it's her birthday, but a couple of other people, Rosalind and Kay, have suggested get the deal right now that we've got on the Gemini today and just open it next month. Like that's likely. Do you know what I mean? You'd have something else on your birthday list by then, surely. What do you think, Craig?
Oh yeah, that's really good. And then also, if I could just slide over to the foils as well. Now, obviously, it's great when we have bundles. It absolutely is. Bundles can sometimes restrict you to maybe the colours that you really love. So to have them individually and obviously individually priced, then that just means obviously if you like your rose gold and you use that more than maybe the berry or maybe turquoise or silver, then you can then stock up on more on that. That's a great way. The other thing as well is the foils. We've either got paper craft or multi-surface. Now, I don't want people to get confused. The paper craft foil doesn't just work for paper crafts. You use that for your papers, for your cardstock, for your glitter, for your vellum, for your acetate, for all these different ones as well. Tend to say the multi-surface foil for any of your, the real leather, the thick leathers, anything that's kind of like the real, you would use them. Paper craft foil is actually what you're going to be using 90% of the time. So if you're unsure, but you want to stock up on some, I would say tend to go for your paper craft foils if you can only have a select few.
Well, listen, sorry, Johnny, our producer's
No,
like, right, okay, can we go to the numbers and the foils, please? He's been very patient with us, but we just keep nattering on. But that's fine, because we've got the rest of the show, haven't we? So just very, very quickly, Michelle was going back to our question earlier about can you foil your masks, for instance. But she's also sort of developed that idea, and you wouldn't necessarily use that idea or the idea that she's got for a mask, but for something else like a bag or clothing or whatever. Could you foil the fabric and then use a fabric sealer on top to actually... Wow, it's like I read your mind, isn't it?
Now, this is on to faux leather. Now, this is obviously one of the background stamps that we did have. Not sure if you'll still find it on the website. But anything that I've been foiling, it could be obviously what we just foiled a moment ago. It could be the expression ones you could foil on. So this is obviously, I would say, a fake leather. But yeah, you can then use it and foil it. If you've got any of your other materials, a sealer... I'm not sure. I would have to check up on that because I don't do soft crafts. So I'm not sure actually whether you would need a sealer or that.
Okay, well, I may be able to jump in there because I do know that we have got a waterproof sealer that you can use on top of, what's it called, Johnny? Fabric coat. Yeah, there's a few different things like on the market, but we have one here as well called Fabric Coat. And is that a paint on, Johnny? Yeah. Okay. So I think you probably could because if you're sticking labels to something and then you can use that coating afterwards, or you're printing onto fabric, or you're foiling onto fabric. In fact, a lot of fabrics are foiled into, aren't they? They actually use foiling. Different type of foiling than this actually penetrates fabrics. But I think, on the outside of something like a wash bag or something that is fabric that you want to just protect the outside of or to seal in the foiling, I think something like the, what did you call it, Johnny? Sorry. Fabric coat. There's a few coat kind of products out there. You might have them in your sewing and quilting and whatever to waterproof the inside of like wash bags and things like that. I think that would work, but you know what? The best thing to do, give it a go. Give it a go and come back to us and let us know how it got. I just have to say, we've got somebody on YouTube called, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this correctly, Yasusa on YouTube has said, Craig, you're doing such an awesome job that I'm very close to breaking my foil press out of its box. It must be your shirt.
You need to get the foil press out.
Do it.
Please do. Foil stuff, send us pictures if you are unsure. Now, what I would say as well, this is a kind of good time to say this as well. Instagram DMs aren't always the most reliable. So if you've got any questions, you need help, go onto my Facebook wall or any of our Facebook walls and write your question on. I like it when it's on our wall because then it might help other crafters that see.
Yes.
So if you're unsure or you're needing help or you want advice getting the foil press out, go onto my Facebook page and write on my Facebook wall your question. And then I do go back and I answer them as well. And then that way it's going to help others as well. Don't always rely on Instagram with their DMs because it can be a bit iffy. Go to Facebook.
Fabulous. Right, I've got another question for you in just a second, but let's go back to the order, shall we? Let's go back to where we were. Johnny will be very happy with us now, our producer. Let's talk about foils for a second, because we have got quite a few different colours available for you. As we mentioned earlier, and as Craig mentioned earlier as well, listen, if it's worth saying again. We don't have a big bundle available at the moment, which you would have noticed. It's because colours have disappeared, so that bundle opportunity has disappeared for now as well. But as Craig says, and actually quite a few people in the comments as well have said, you know what, I make all of my invitations, and if you think of how many invitations you need to foil, you might want to take that multi-buy opportunity, and instead of paying £8 or $10, getting that multi-buy of 2 of the same colour for either £6 or $7, or just go, right, okay, well, I'm a gold freak, so I'll go for all the gold colours, or I love silver, so I'll go for all the silvery shiny ones. You know, it means that you've got those choices of colours. Now, the colours that we have in stock right now, we'll have a quick look at those in a bit more detail. Berry, Disco Ball, Rose Gold, Cerise, Icicle, which Craig used earlier, Gold Shimmer, Silver Shimmer, Gold, Silver and Aurora, and the Aurora is definitely worth adding to every order, I would say. And of course, you know how Joe goes crazy for the Disco Ball one. It's brilliant. It's really, really good indeed. Right, now what was I going to tell you next? Numbers, Johnny. Yes, numbers. Let's do numbers. It was only 50. He only asked about 15 minutes ago, and now it happens. Right, let's show you the numbers. Oh gosh, right now I know now. Oh, Craig, I feel really guilty now.
Uh-oh.
Actually, the reason why Johnny was trying to chivvy us along to tell us to mention the numbers again is because that stock gone has increased massively. In fact, we are not far from saying 3/4 of the entire stock. And we know how big that stock is, Craig, as well.
Yeah.
Or was, should I say. I'm not surprised, but remember, you're getting all of the numbers there. So 0 to 9, you get the die, you get the stamps as well. So you get that combination of the foiling and then your beautiful colouring. And you think about it, what we were doing yesterday afternoon in the craft house with the sparkle inks and whatever, getting those into that would be brilliant. Listen to me, I'm so in with the language now.
Out.
I know. Let me show you some samples using the numbers as well, because of course you're going to see some amazing demos from Craig, and we have already. But look, you know, things that you can do with that just delicious foiling. And you know, when you use the bright colours, you know, nothing's as bright as Craig's shirt, but when you use something of that kind of colour, and look at this on a box in that wonderful gold shimmer, I mean, it's just awesome. It's like it's gilt in, you know, 24 karat gold. It's beautiful. And just one more for now from our lovely Denise. Look at that. That wonderful. In fact, is that using one of those radiating dies as well? Is it, Craig, this particular one? Sorry, I should be able to see it's on the back.
That's using.
Oh, it's a torn edge oval. It's a nesting die.
It's a nesting die. Yep.
Perfect, isn't it? It's
so
brilliant.
That second layer where you've got that, it's actually mirror card.
Yeah.
However, that could be white card and then you foil it yourself. So you don't need mirror card, you can then just foil your own white.
Right, quick question as we go back to the surgery, the Sunday surgery on foiling. Here's an interesting one. Okay, so Eileen has said, if you've got a sandwich requirement for your Gemini to have 2 metal shims, can I use the one that comes with the Gemini and the one that comes with the Foilpress? Can that be a substitute second metal shimmer? They're the same thickness?
Right, 2 things there. 1, they're not the same thickness, they are different. 2, I don't know where you would need a technique with the 2 metal shims. So I'm quite intrigued as to know what technique it is that you're doing or trying to do. There's certainly nothing that we do, or I do anyway, where we need 2 metal shims. So if you could pop back on and reply to your message with Derek,
yes,
and we can work that one out. But they are different. They're different thickness, the actual platform that you get with the Foilpress, the metal platform, against the one that comes with your Junior or the large Gemini. They are different. Perfect.
Okay, Eileen, if you can come back to me on that one, that would be amazing, and I will get maybe I was unclear on what the question is. The obvious. Do you know, it's so funny, Cynthia has just put into the comments there exactly what I was thinking. Of course, we've got the numbers today, and she's asking, will there be a big alphabet bundle available? Do you know of any, Craig, that we have so far? Foiling? alphabets?
Well, because you could then foil any of your dies that you've got, so you can foil. We'll do that with the shadow ones later on, just to show you what I mean. But then you've also got the die cut element that you could then foil as well.
Of course.
So think, when you've got your alphabets, think of what you've already got when it comes to your alphabets, and you could be foiling all them. So let's go for our solid sentiment. So we're going to go for the celebrate for this one here. Then I'm going to do it onto acetate. Now you can, believe it or not, use normal acetate. I'm using heat-proof acetate. Heat-proof acetate won't buckle or curve. Normal acetate will. However, all you then just need to do is use your, red liner tape or something like that to actually hold it down. But you can use normal acetate. So again, whether it's ours, if you've got any out there around about a 220 micron, you can foil onto as well. But the heat proof is obviously done so it's heat proof, and you don't need to use anything to flatten it. So we're good to go. So then let's bring in our foil. Let's go for the rose gold. Now, having that multi-buy on 2 of your foils, I think many may actually be stocking up on the rose gold foils, because that will obviously work perfectly with your Sarah Signature Rose Gold collection. But that's just a wee hunch that I have got. So that's going through. Now, keeping in mind, we are focusing on the Daddy Gemini with the extender plate, but of course, if you've got the Gemini Junior, then you don't need to worry about the extender plate, because the Foilpress bundle comes in with the A4 plate anyway, good for your Junior. So let's bring this one back in. So let's remove this one, and then I'm going to just peel this one up, and I'm going to try and lift it up so the foil doesn't come off, so we can do the reveal. So if I then peel that one off, now look at that. Now this is the perfect way to show you, Derek, that's underfoiling. You see how we've got that bit just into there, that's underfoiling. So we say underfoiling. What I tend to do with my acetate, which I've not done there, is, and I had my shim already looked out to pop in, I tend to put a bit of shim, 300 GSM cardstock on top. So let's go straight in, let's do that again. So I'm keeping it at 15 seconds. So let's pop that one back on, and then I'm just going to press start. So that's doing the countdown, because you need to think as well, especially with heat-proof acetate, it's really quite thin. So obviously you need something substantial just to kind of bulk it out, because you think that compared to 350 Adorable Scoreable. I know the times will be slightly different, but you just need to think of it in that way. So with the acetate, we just need to bulk it out slightly. So pop the foil back in. I've got another bit of heat-proof acetate just there, and then I've just got some of our white cardstock, which is our smooth, and it's 300 GSM. Sliding that one out, and then we're just going to run that one through again. So if you are just joining us, if you're using the Daddy Gemini with the extender plate, just make sure you've kind of got the same distance at each side. That'll ensure that your plate will go in straight, and you're going to have no problems. Whatever you do with the Foilpress and the Gemini Junior, you can do with the large Gemini. You just need the extender plate. So let's bring this one up now. So picking this one up. So then if we come up, and then if I start to peel this one off, you can see, look at that. Look at that. That is perfect. On to acetate. Look at that one. Absolutely incredible. Then what we can do is let's pick that up again. I know I keep saying it, but you do have your heat-proof tongs and your mat and that, but for many of you, you'll be fine with that. And I know many of you do just use your hands. Let's go straight. I tell you what, let's go into one of the dies that you've got. You can see this is a slightly darker colour. This actually does your die cutting as well. Now, you may get this one within your Foilpress bundle. I know some of them are subject to availability, but you will get obviously just over £100 or dollars worth. So if you have got one of these dark grey ones in your collection, and that just enables you to do the foiling as well as the die cutting, what we're going to do is let's go back in. So if I bring in the matrix, so you've got a slightly different guide when it comes to your foil stamp and cut. So I'm going to use this frame, which I would say to me is kind of like a medium die. So let's go on to normal cardstock again, just so we can show you how awesome it looks. 300 GSM. I'm actually going to do some of the Adorable Scoreable Matastic. So 350 GSM for 30 seconds. So let's pop that one back in. We're going to go right up to 30 seconds. So then we're also going to bring in just a bit of the matastic. So we've got there. So for this one, what you will need is the metal plate that comes with your foil press, and you will also need your metal plate that comes with your junior or your large Gemini. So let's pop that one all there ready to go. So what you're going to do is this is going to go onto your platform, and then this is going to go on top of your metal plate. So then what we're going to do is do the countdown. So we're just going to press start. So that's going to do the foiling. So that again, with the actual metal plate, so that base metal plate is obviously going to help bulk it out, because then you're going to get that pressure that's then going to die cut as well as foil. However, this is going to then stop that die from cutting into your plate. So we've got that. Let's get our foil so that we're good to go. Let's just use gold, and then we'll move on just shortly to glitter card, etc, etc. So let's hope I've cut that one to size. So pop that one on. So let's pop that one on just the, you know what, this is, I've cut that just a wee bit short. So let's just quickly chop another one. So pop that one on, shiny side facing down. Then what we're doing is we're popping our cardstock, again, the coloured side facing down. Then what we're doing is we are popping our metal shim over the top, because that is then going to protect our carbon plate. That can sit over the top, sliding that one out. So then we're just going to just slide that one in. So as that comes in, that's going to have the pressure. So that's going to come through. What I've done with that acetate, yes, it was heat-proof acetate. However, we do, I believe we've got the Hunky Dory acetate on the show. It's on the website for you to check. That's not heat-proof, but as I say, you can still foil onto it. We do have the heat-proof on the show. So let's just take these ones off. Now straight away, can you see, there we go. We've got that kind of like pencil line as we call it. So that's cut out. So let's take these ones off. You've even got a nice wee frame that you could then use, and you've got a nice delicate foiled image all the way around, or area. So take these ones out, and then what I'm going to do is if I turn it this way, and then we're going to peel that one off. Now look at that. So that's die cut all the way around, as well as the frame, but you've got all of that foiled detail that you can see just there. So that's the only difference. You will need your two metal plates, one with the foil press and one that comes with the Gemini Junior as well. So let's add that one to our collection. Will we go straight on? Will we do some satin ribbon? Let's do some satin ribbon.
Oh, so actually, it's so,
yeah.
Do you know, it's amazing how all the comments and the things I'm about to bring up with you just tie together so beautifully. So you're about to go on to ribbon.
Yes.
And Janet's got a question that I'd like your take on, because other people have given her advice in the comments. But how do you foil onto things that won't go onto the platform? Now, here's an example of what she wants to do. She wants to put an initial on a motorbike crash helmet. Now, of course, you can't get that through the Gemini. So how would we achieve that?
So you're foiling onto, so you would need to then foil onto a specific medium. So obviously, whether it's going to be maybe something like, you know, like not vellum, what do you call it again? I think that plastic coating coloured stuff that you get. Is it vinyl?
Vinyl, yeah.
So yeah, so what you would need to do is
like a self-adhesive.
Yeah, it's going to have self-adhesive. So yeah, absolutely, as long as it fits onto the platform. But then whatever you're going to then foil onto, you're going to have to pop it onto something that's kind of self-adhesive onto the back for then you to then foil onto your whatever it is that you're foiling onto.
What a cool idea, don't you think?
Yeah, that is a really cool idea. Yeah,
yeah.
It's a really good idea. So
actually,
think of these different ways.
You know, Joe and Sarah have got the hard hats for the
yeah,
for the warehouse clearance later. They could be all monogrammed up, couldn't they?
They could be. They could be. Yeah,
that would be cool,
that would
wouldn't
be really
it?
quite cool, wouldn't it?
Very fun. And nothing's as cool as your overfoiled shirt, though.
Yeah, no. But then what you could do is you could then foil maybe a patch of material and then come along with your media dies or that we've got, and then just die cut it out and then maybe sew it onto your shirt or your top or anything like that you've got. Why not? Give it a go.
Good idea.
So let's take our satin ribbon. So we've got just a piece of red satin ribbon, and we're just going to use the rose gold. because I have that to hand again. Now this is another one, ring the bells, that you may get within your main Foilpress bundle. So what I'm then just going to do, going for the actual matrix again, so I'm just coming down and I can see the fabric, so I can see low for a small one is 20 seconds, medium is 30 seconds, and I've got the larger one which is right up to a minute. So for this one here, I'm going to go for the low, which is the 30 seconds. So I'm just going to pop that one just on, we're going to press start, that's going to do the countdown. What you'll also see is, from the side here, for fabrics, it tells you that you need a 300 GSM shim. So you've got that one there all ready to go. So let's bring in our shim. So I'm just using the same ones from earlier on. So that's going to go, that's going to go. We're going to do the countdown. What the shim will also do as well, that will help protect your platform from getting any foil onto it. And I will explain that just in a moment. So let's take that one off. So let's pop our foil over the top that we can see just there. Then what I'm going to do is bring in my satin ribbon. So I'm going to pop that one over the top. And then I'm going to pop in my shim. Now this excess foil on the outside that you'll be able to see, that could potentially go onto our carbon plate. If it does, don't worry, your plate will still work perfectly every single time. But obviously that shim will also help protect it. So sliding it out, running it through. So we're just going to run that one through. And now I've deliberately left that length of satin ribbon on there, because what you could then do is you could do a nice long piece of satin ribbon. So that could go around a dress, that could go around a birthday cake, a wedding cake. We've got the numbers there. You know, why not foil them onto a piece of ribbon, and then you could wrap that round cake.
Do you know, I've just had a brilliant spark of inspiration there. You know, and it will be the case again, where people go for, you know, big celebrations. It might be like a hen party, or everyone going on the same holiday together. Hopefully that will be a thing again in the future. And quite often they wear the sort of beauty pageant kind of sash, don't they? And you could foil the message, the name of the party, whatever it might be, all the way down there.
Yeah, if you were to take the make a statement dies from yesterday, and can you imagine them, because obviously all those individual letters have got that nice detail within them. Yeah. So if you could imagine them all the way down, yeah.
And how much would that cost to have someone else do that for you?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm then just going to do is, if I just peel that one off, so again, on that one just there, we've got just a slight bit of underfoil, and see within the middle, just there, you can see just there. So this is where what you do is you just add a few seconds onto your timer. So we're going to do that again. And that's the great thing with our foil press, because any other foil press or foiling machines out there, you don't have that ability to add or increase time. So what you would then just have to do is just kind of, bear with it and just try and work out different shims to work it. All that we're going to do, I'm going to wait for that to go green. We're on red, so I'm just going to increase that just for a few seconds.
And just quickly, Craig, sorry to just jump in. Something I noticed in terms of the foils themselves. So when you buy the foil, you get a roll of gold foil with your foil press anyway. But every new roll that you buy is 5 meters long, which for me is just, that blows my mind, because I think, well, you know what, once you start foiling, you want to be foiling the whole room, the whole house. Everything that can be foiled will be foiled within an inch of its life. In fact, if you stand still too long, you'll be foiled as well. But to have 5 meters, I mean, 5 meters means I don't need to come back for a long time until I need my next one. And it also means if you underfoil, if you overfoil, you know what? It matters not, because you've got 5 meters every single time. And no one's buying one roll at a time, are they? They're buying the multi-buys, they're buying 6 or 8 or whatever they want to. You can buy them individually if you want to, and that 5 meters is just going to go on and on and on, because you only need a few inches every time.
Yeah, and what I done when I got my foil press just before I started with Crafter's Companion, I actually used that roll that you get with it, and it is going to be trial and error to start with, because it was the same for me. And that roll that you get with it, I used that kind of as my trial and error. So as I wanted to try a bit of foiling on a material, I used that one. And then when I got it perfect, then I went into my extra rolls that I popped on. So use that one that you get with it as the initial start up to have a wee play and see how to actually do your bit of foiling. So what we're going to do, green ready to go. So let's just go on to our platform. I've just popped that up another 5 seconds. So we're just going to press start. And I'm just going to pop the carbon plate on as well. So that's going to do the countdown. So let's get our foil in again. I'm going to use the same piece of ribbon. And I've got another bit of foil as well. So once again, that's going to do the countdown. So that's going to let you know if, for instance, you've left that on and you go and make some lunch, the door goes, the phone goes, it will shut off after a couple of minutes so that you know that it's going to be safe, that should you do leave it or forget about it, it will shut itself off. So it's got that safety feature as well. So as we then do the countdown, it does beep. So let's bring that off. So we're going to bring in our foil once again. So let's bring in our ribbon. So I've got satin ribbon because I just love satin ribbon, but it could be gross grain ribbon, it could be textured ribbon, any of these different ones. Keeping in mind, anything textured that you foil, whether it is cardstock, whether it's ribbons, material, if it's got a texture in it, you're going to get that texture look coming through. But that could look quite awesome sometimes. I think that can really look quite effective. So let's bring this one in now, sliding this one off. Now, if I then start to peel that one off, look at that one. So there we go. That is foiled perfectly. And I am so glad that I done that, because then I can show you, and that wasn't on purpose, that wasn't meant to happen, but that was able to show you how to rectify it. And that is the joyous thing with having our foil press, is we can then add a few seconds on. If we got foil in around the areas where we didn't want it, just reduce it a few seconds. The ability there is within the timer. The heat doesn't change, it's always on low, it stays on low, you just add the time. A few seconds, under a few seconds, if you need to adjust it. But that's now fabric as well.
So I put my hand in the air like I was at school there. You've just taken me back to school. I just had a brilliant question that came in about the underfoiling.
Yes.
On the, your first attempt which underfoiled, well, it also overfoiled a little bit as well. So how do I remove any overfoiling if it's something like ribbon? Is there any way of getting that out?
Yes. What to do is make sure, you will see, so if it was this one, look at the size difference. So obviously there's the stamp, and look how big a foil I actually used. So I am, obviously for quick and speed, I'm just cutting bits of foil. What to do is cut your foil to just over the size that you need. Then you know that you're not going to get any foil in where you don't want it. If you do get a wee bit within the middle, this is where you increase your timer.
Okay, so my brain is now saying that obviously for the quickness of the demonstrations here, what we do is we simply, you take a bit and you cut off the square or the rectangle, which is far bigger than the die. In reality, when I'm at home, what I should maybe do is use the die as a bit of a stencil, a bit like fabric work, I guess, and maybe leave a little 1/4 inch, gap around the outside, possibly draw it and then fussy cut the foil out, and then you're not going to overfoil. Do you know what? How many light bulb moments have just happened with you guys right now, having heard that? Because every time I've seen foiling, someone has literally just taken a length of it, like it's a kitchen roll or something like that, and just gone and then put the die. And the foil's always been much bigger than the die. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
And look at the back of some of these foil. Can you see the grid on the back of the foiling? See those square grids? It's very light on the camera.
Are they 1 inch blocks?
So is it one? It is actually, yeah. So you've got that. It's obviously, you can see it a bit more when it's right in front of you. This is a camera through a screen. But you do have that wee guide as well if you want to actually cut using your scissors. So to cut it straight, you do have that bit of a guide on the back. So I know it's very subtle on the back of the screen, but it is there for you to see and follow.
Okay, sorry, I just have to ask everybody at home, was there anybody who, that's like a bing, that's it. I had no idea. I've handled these foils a few times. I had no idea it had the grid on the back. I had no idea of even thinking, of course, cut the foil down to just bigger than the die, and then you won't end up with a big splodge of overfoiling on either side. Right, producer Johnny, I've just Matt, director Matt, just thrown producer Johnny under the bus there and just said, do you know what? Producer Johnny's been here 5 years and he didn't know that. Well, you know what? The greatest thing is, like I have only been in this world at Crafter's Companion for a few weeks. What I have learnt in that few weeks is just awesome. Johnny, who has been sitting and listening to, you know, Crafter's Companion talk, you know, at a full-time basis for the last 5 years, has never heard that. I wonder how many of you that's a surprise to as well. Please let me know in the comments. Oh, now Gloria's got an interesting question, Craig, maybe quickly. Can you show me the foil on paper? Oh, you're going to show us the ribbon again first. Go on.
Wait to show you something else. Paper is just exactly what we were doing with the cardstock. All that you would just need to do is reduce the time slightly, because obviously it's not as thick as cardstock. I don't, believe it or not, I don't
you could
think
do it. I guess you could make your own headed note paper or something like that, could you?
There's no reason why you couldn't do
That'd
that
be nice.
at all. So yeah, so you know, with the matrix, you've got that list in there of all the different materials that you can foil, and plus you can foil so much more as well. So if it's something that's not in the matrix, and again, go onto our YouTube, ask any of us a question on social media, otherwise just have a wee play. So think of it as paper is obviously thinner than the 300 GSM card, so then what you would just need to do is just reduce the time slightly. But yeah, nothing's stopping you. But what I wanted to do is, this is the waste from a ribbon. Now, obviously, that could be the waste from anything that we've done over the last hour, gosh, I can't believe the time, hour and 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, let's just pop that onto our platform. So I've just gone right up to 45 seconds, a bit like the technique earlier on where we foiled using a die cut piece. So we've got that one on. Let's go on our shedless glitter card that we've got there. So we're going to place that one over the top. I'm going to bring in two of the shims that we've been using. And because it's glitter card, we really want to bulk that out so that you get all the foiling into the wee bits. Then we're going to bring in our magnetic shim from our Gemini Junior. And then what we're going to do is bring in our carbon plate. So we're going to press that one into place. And I say press, we're just placing it and we're pressing start. So this is now obviously the waste from the ring the bells, which, you know, you may get within the bundle. You know, a few things may change slightly. So we've now layered that up. So that could be the waste from any of the dies that we foiled, any of the sentiment dies that we foiled, any of our normal dies that we foiled. So instead of binning that, now obviously my piece of foil has been roughly cut. As you can imagine, if that was a lot neater, we're a way to foil it onto our glitter card. It could be matte card, mirror card, vellum, acetate. You're going to come along with your guillotine, you're going to trim it, and it's going to look a lot nicer. So then you've got then two for the price of one. You've then got your foil that actually foils as it should, and then we've got the waste that then we're a way to foil as well. So that's the way to do the beep that you can see. So as I keep saying, we're just going to slide that one out, and then just holding it and just resting my hand, we're just going to go through our Gemini. As it starts to grab, I'm just going to remove my hands. That's going to come through. So once again, everything I've showed you over the last hour and 45 minutes will work with your Gemini Junior, but because so many have got the daddy Gemini, the large Gemini, and need the extender plate, I thought, let's show you everything on the extender plate. So taking all these off, taking all of my shims, and then if I take that, so straight away you can see, I take my pokey tool. That looks quite smart. But then what I'm going to do is if I peel that one off, now look at that. That's satin foil onto glitter cardstock. Look at that. So look at that waste. Look at that waste. Nothing on it. Just before we go back across to you, Derek, let's bring in our guillotine and let's just neaten these edges just slightly.
It's like two for the price of one, isn't it, every time?
It is. Let's actually even leave a bit of a matting layer of the gold glitter all the way around. So let's just roughly chop that. So we've got our bells that we've done onto our ribbon. Then we've come along with the waste and we foiled it on our cardstock. You can see just there. So if that was obviously neater with your foil, you've got a second piece. And also don't forget, especially when the icicle, use that as a resist. Come on top with your sparkle pens, your sparkle pots, your Harmony Water Reactive ink pads. Blend over the top, and then obviously your foil's going to resist. So then you're going to start colour. So if I go back to this one very quickly, we've done that right at the start. You could then blend over with your Harmony Water Reactive ink pads. The satin gold is going to resist that colour, and you're going to get all that colour within the white areas as well. All these different things that you can be doing with the Foilpress. Just have a wee think of what you can then incorporate.
Do you know what, Craig? We thought that a 2-hour show was long enough.
I know.
We could do the same again easily,
Yeah.
couldn't we? And never cover the same ground twice. There's so much to learn. Final question, actually, and a couple of people have been asking, can we use other foils? Obviously, we have our own, but can other foils that people might have work with these? It's difficult. I guess that's a difficult question to answer, isn't it, for us?
Yeah, obviously you may have some already heat activated foils. Give it a shot. If you're going to try it, give it a shot. What we would say is obviously with the Foilpress, you know, with Leanne and the head of product development, our foils genuinely have been made and produced to work perfectly with the Foilpress. Because what you need to remember as well, with our Foilpress, we have the ability to be able to increase the time and decrease the time. So we need to have a heat proof or heat activated foil that works for whether you're increasing the time or you're reducing the time. Your heat foils at home, we can't say it's going to work best if it's on 30 seconds or if it's on 5 seconds. We can't say that. By all means, give it a shot, but at least with our heat foils, we know that it's going to work beautifully and perfectly, whether you are up to a minute or whether you're down at 5 seconds, depending on what material you're foiling.
Well, Gloria was asking about her deco foil. She's got a lot of deco foil at home. So I guess it's, you know, play along and have a little try. I just saw in one of the comments from lovely Carol, who was with us last weekend on the Craft House, who says if it's decotherm, let me try again. If it's decotherm foil, it won't work. That needs ink to activate it. So I don't know if that's helpful to anybody else who might have decotherm foil. Please don't let us stock that. It's difficult to say. Right, okay. Cecilia saying, I'm so happy that Craig's using the big Gemini again. And I think actually if we get any time at just at the very end of the show, I'm going to get Craig again to use the extender plate and just show us how to guide, because I think a few people are a little bit wobbly about, you know, actually I line it up and it feels like it's not going in, you know, straight and through. So I'll maybe get Craig to do a wee yes. He's given me the nod, so we'll do a little demo at the end. Right, now, this is your last chance in this show, while I'm here and while I'm talking to you, for me to see you safely home in terms of your new Foilpress. If you haven't got one so far, you've got a massive 50% saving on the bundle that we've got here for you. So $99.99 or $139.95, and you get so much with this as well. The value that's added to this is just enormous. So you obviously get your Gemini machine, which comes with your base station, obviously your foiling platform, your top plate, metal shim, silicone cooling mat, the magnetic tweezers, the finger grips, the foil roll, of course, that comes for free. There's 2 foil stamp and cut dies, 3 foil stamp dies, the instruction manual, of course, the power cord, which is always useful. But today's bundle also comes with £100, over £100 or $100 worth of free foil dies as well, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Really, really good indeed. Now, the ones that we saw just a moment ago might not necessarily be the identical ones that come with. Of course, you're going to want to stock up on your foils as well. We don't have a big bundle of that, and as I've explained, in the foils all came back into our stock within literally the last couple of weeks, and we had our big bundle and then colours disappeared. You guys just grabbed and took those most popular colours. What we still have though in place, which I think is really good actually, we've kept the same deal in the multi-buy in places. You can buy them individually, which for 5 meters of foil is just amazing at $3.99 or $4.95. But even better than that is having 2 for £6 or $7. And there's a number of colours available for you, and they're all absolutely brilliant. Right, let's look at some of the other products that we haven't necessarily focused right in on during the show, but are available for your Foilpress. If you've got yours, you'll love yours, and you want to take it in some different directions, you've got your radiating dies dies here. So this is a 6-piece collection. So basically with this one, you're buying 3 and you're getting 3 for free for that price of $44.97, because individually they are $14.99 or $19.95. So you're getting a half price deal in this bundle here. It makes so much sense. It really does. Then we've got your numbers. Far and away the most popular thing in the show today, let me tell you. And Johnny's just double checked the stock now as well. 80% of that entire big sizable stock sold out and gone. Now that's the dies that cut out the numbers, and then the flowers which fit in beautifully as stamps on top. So you can colour those in many, many different ways. I guess you could colour those with your sparkle pens, your inks and all sorts as well. Absolutely brilliant. £19 or $27. Probably not that if you're a Club Inspire member. So take advantage of those savings. We've also got the Solid Sentiments, which is a 4-piece collection, which is rather lovely as well. $40 on that one, £40 and $40. Heavens, it was the same one, which is brilliant. We also have your outline topper and topper die collection. This is a 6-piece collection. This one, there's so many goodies in this show today, aren't they? I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. £44, $52 for that one. And there's a brilliant selection of lovely big bold images. Now, something else with lots and lots and lots of you have added to your order today is your extender plate, your top plate extender. Now, of course, the Gemini Foilpress is designed for your Gemini Junior. It's exactly the right size to go through your Gemini Junior. But if you've got the Big Daddy Gemini and you're thinking, right, okay, so I can't have a Foilpress and a Big Daddy Gemini, yes you can. You just need one of these, which is your top plate extender. It's a one-off purchase. It's a brilliant addition. £13.49, $17.95 for that. Now, just before we wrap up the show, Craig, we're just going to ask you again if you can just do a demo with the extender plate, because so many people were like, okay, right, that's what I need to do to get it to go through the big Gemini. Yes. But actually there's some people who've got this as well who say, you know what, try as I might, it's not quite going in what I look as straight.
Let's go for it. What we'll then do as well, we will show you, so again, showed you right at the start a normal die, and let's do that again just to finish off. So we'll show you the extender plate and how you can get it to just go in just nicely. Let's take our shadow dies we had on yesterday. They'll still be on the website. This could be our brand new Make a Statement dies. However, what I'm going to do, normal die, so let's pop these on. So this can be someone's name, this could be Mr. and Mrs, this could be onto ribbon, onto vellum, this, if it's onto ribbon, it could be round a cake. Think of all these different things. So let's put love, keeping in mind that because obviously it's going to come the other way, we'll pop back to front. So we are 12 seconds, so I'm just going to press start. So I know that because obviously it's saying love, now although these are really small individual stamps, I know that obviously the area it's kind of taken is kind of going to be like a medium-ish. So we're beep, ready to go. So I'm going to bring in our foil, so shiny side down. So let's pop that one on. So I'm going to bring in cardstock. This is Hunky Dory's Matastic, but this could be our mirror card that we've shown you. It could be our glitter card. It could be any of our different mediums. So what I'm just doing is I've just picked it up. So I'm just holding one end, you can see just here, and then at the other end I just like to just place my hand. I like to hold it and just guide it in. I'm just making sure I've got the same distance roughly at each side, so I'm just guiding that one in. It's just going to grab it from me, then I'm just going to let go. So I always hold it at the base. I always like to hold my hand at the bottom just there to guide it in, and then we just slide it in, making sure it's got roughly the same distance at each side, and then that way you're going to be nice and secure with it going in. So if I then peel this one off, we're then going to get our sentiment. So if I bring that in that way for you to see, look at that.
Ta-da.
So keeping in mind, obviously, earlier on where we done it with the butterfly outline dies that we've also got on. So that's any of your wafer thin dies, not just ours. I did show you earlier on another technique using the frame, but any of your wafer thin dies we've got love. So if you are using the Big Gemini, the Daddy as I call it, and you are bit, you know, wary, unsure, how do you feed it in, then just do that. Just hold it at the base. Let's just quickly show you that again as well. So I like to just hold it at the base with the handles. You do have these if you feel that you need. This doesn't get warm at all. So you can hold it and then just use it. I like to put my hand just at the base and I just like to guide it in with the extender plate. Let's run that one through, although we've not got anything on it. So we've got that one on. Holding my hand just at the bottom, just to guide it in, making sure that I've got roughly the same distance at each side. And of course, your carbon plate is nice and level. And we're just going to run that one through. That'll ensure that it goes in straight. As soon as I say grab, it doesn't like snatch it from your hand, just nicely goes through, and once it starts, I just let go, and then that you know each and every time that that is going to go through. So key thing, make sure you've got that nice spacing at each side, and you're good to go.
Thank you very much, Craig. So many people as well in the comments just saying, brilliant, I must make a note of the date of this show so that I can come back to it every time I have that kind of brain freeze about foiling, or it may be that you're ordering your foil press today and you think, right, okay, I need Craig back with me when that foil press arrives. I need him to talk through all of that all over again. Remember to come back. What's today's date? Is it the 25th? 26th of July. I'm really helpful with this, aren't I? I don't know which month it is. Which
6
day
months'
it is.
time, it's Boxing Day.
26th of July, yes. Remember, it is Christmas in July, Boxing Day, isn't
Yes.
it? That's the way of remembering.
If you
it.
didn't see yesterday's show, you'll have no idea what we were on about, but you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
back and check it
and you
out.
get to see Craig doing an impression of ET as well yesterday.
Yes, when my jumper kind of got stuck.
Got a bit stuck halfway.
Well.
Now, Craig, you're half-day Bob today, aren't you?
I am, yeah, but do not fear, because I know Sarah's leading up to something special, and absolutely I said Sarah's going to be taking over the reins. She's going to be going over with Derek, our Second Chance Sunday. So anything that you've maybe seen throughout the week you want to see again, maybe you've missed anything from during the week, then you've got your opportunities to grab hold of them. Remember as well, if you did miss anything, keep an eye out on all those dies and just think, where else could I be using my foil press with? And then of course, well, I'm going to say no more, but I know for you guys stateside, you've got something spectacular coming along later on today.
Yes, you have. Like, that's the worst kept secret in the world as well, isn't it? The worst kept secret in the world. So yes, as Craig says, I'm back with Sarah this afternoon for Second Chance Sunday. We have got lots and lots of goodies as well. And I know Craig will be watching because there's lots of hunky-dory goodies on there as well. So I know Craig will be watching in on that one. And then of course you have got your US warehouse clearance, which I don't know, it might be live on the website already. I've heard a bit. I've heard a bit of a rumor. Just remember though, if you are, and this applies to just our stateside viewers at the moment, if you are shopping the warehouse, make one cart of warehouse and then check that out, and then anything else you want from the show or from the regular website, check that out as a separate cart, and you will find your life runs much more smoothly doing it that way. Thank you, Craig. And when are you back in here? Oh, it's only tomorrow, isn't it?
It's only tomorrow. It's a bit of a theme going, another bit of a half day, although I say that I am going to go home and I'm going to catch up with Second Chance Sunday when that's on and do a wee bit of work. But tomorrow I am back in the morning for, well, morning UK time for masterclass. So I'm back tomorrow morning. I'm in all day Wednesday for lives, and then we've got something special on this Saturday coming. Got something, so you guys in the UK, you're not going to miss out. We've got something to do with hunky dory.
Oh, was this tease thing? I saw a little tease of something on your Instagram, and there was something about the man in the red and white suit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we will do a tease on Instagram. But yes, masterclass tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good jam-packed one. I cannot wait.
Fabulous. Thank you, Craig. You can put that shirt back in the dock where it quite frankly belongs. No, it's lovely. I love it. I've just got shirt envy. Look at me. Right, see you back here, everyone, at 4 o'clock with Sarah. Do not be late. Back here in 3 hours. Enjoy your day.